the intersection of race and sexual predation. And, let's be honest that actually a lot of this is bringing those two things together in an unpleasant way. The issue about the grooming gangs inquiry is very straightforward. The government clearly never wanted these two things to be put together. And I suspect that their big reason for not wanting those two things to be put together is that much of this took place in areas which are run by local Labour councils, and that the authorities who ought to be watching over this, stopping it, monitoring it, and all of the rest of it were controlled by those councils, and they did nothing. As I make the point I make in my piece today is that this particular phenomenon is not like other kinds of child abuse for a number of reasons. Number one, scale. Most, child abuse rings, even the big ones, you're talking about a few children, maybe a dozen. Here, we're talking about tens of thousands. This is industrial. Secondly, the issue about who the children are. This is a horrible way to put it. You kindly said I'd been at this a long time. I'm afraid much longer than you think. I won a Royal Television Society award for a film on paedophiles back in 1988, 37 years ago. It was the first award I ever won. And the reason I had to spend a week sitting interviewing paedophiles in a darkened room. It's one of the most loathsome experiences of my life, but I learnt some things. One of them is that they do two things. One, they choose children for quote unquote aesthetic reasons. In this case, the grooming gangs, these children are chosen because of their race. They are chosen because they are white and because they are outside the community of the groomers. And secondly, they are chosen, the way they operate is not in secrecy. All other kinds of child abuse, the first thing the abuser says to the child is, don't tell anybody because, I'll kill you. Or for a younger child, they will say to that child, if anybody knows, they will take your parents away and put them in jail. The difference with this grooming gangs thing is that everybody knows. It happens in public. The girls are but first attracted usually by young men from within those communities, flash cars, cigarettes, they give them drugs, all the rest of it. And the girls, and I did, as you said, this film 10 years ago, and what the girls tell you is, this is my boyfriend, because they think that's what's happening. Only later do they discover they're hooked on drugs, they need the alcohol and all of that, and then they're passed around amongst older men. So this is just completely different. And the other thing, which I think really makes it different and brings us back to, if you like, the horror of of narrowing the inquiry, is that these people know that they are protected. They're protected politically. They're protected by social workers. They're protected by local police because everybody says we don't want to ramp up tensions in the community, and these girls, partly their own fault. That is the scandal here. And that's the thing I think that I wanted to bring out, because
Yeah.
I'm beginning to get around somehow that actually, oh, this is no different to anything else. It could not be more different.